Okay, first off, I know that I still need to make part 2 of basically Hitler and the Holocaust, but I feel like I really want to talk about this because it's relevant. These 2 videos are going to be the only videos that doesn't talk about history. It talks about the now, 2020. The next video is going to be outdated, but this one isn't because it's actually going to be talk about history. And unlike my other videos, the ending hasn't been written yet, so there won't be an ending. There won't be a true ending when this miniseries is done. The reason why I uploaded these 2 videos now is because it's also going to affect another series that I have on the channel. The reason why isn't the video you're watching. This is basically the coronavirus prologue. To understand what's going on with COVID-19, let's head back to the last time we had a plague like this. It all begins with an SOS letter. 1917, Germany. World War I was in its 3rd year. Germany was being pushed back on all fronts, although there was revolutionary groups inside Russia. So Germany was scared that the United States would join the war, so sent a telegram message to Mexico, which was intercepted by the United Kingdom and given to the United States. With this telegram, the United States declares war. While the United States was preparing for war, one of the states was infected with a certain disease in Camp Funston. The disease went to another state, then a few more states, and then it was the same thing in Canada as well. So this became a problem. But however, for the first year of the plague's existence, no one really cared of, well, its existence. Keep in mind, this was before medicine was a priority, and only 60 years after people stopped throwing sewage into the streets. So, fast forward to mid-1917, and America sent American troops, along with the disease, to France. Then in 1918, the plague hit Europe. First it hit France, then it hit Spain, where most people thought that it originated, which is why it's called the Spanish flu. And now Allied troops were sick. In a bad time to be sick. You see, Germany was making a last-ditch attempt to push back the Allies. So with the Allies being sick, they might be vulnerable to Germany's offense. However, Germany was also sick, possibly from one of the captured British soldiers during an invasion. So with the Germany sick, the Allies eventually recovered and pushed the Germans back. Only a few months later, World War I came to a close. But with the war over, the virus continued to spread. Before the war ended, only a few doctors were caring about the disease's existence. But now, everyone was concerned, and also the quarantines were being filled up. So yeah, we might have a problem here. It started in Europe, but then it got into Africa, the Pacific Islands in South America, the isolated parts of Alaska and eastern Russia, and more bits of the Earth's population was being infected. For the next 2 years after the war, the disease would continue to spread. At this time, no one really knew what the disease was. Then there was in 1920. The disease disappeared. Through the last 3 years, 500 million people were infected and 50 million died. Since there were 1.7 billion people on Earth at the time, that makes it roughly 30% infected. This plague, caused by H1N1, would be a warning call to act immediately when a disease outbreak emerges. And 100 years later, we have a new disease, with a new name, with a new place of origin, and new terrors. But that's in the next video.